Welcome back, everyone. In this episode, we're going to take a look at another Harry Potter trivia. If you were following us, we did book 3 trivia, The Prisoner of Azkaban. You can click somewhere over there, and you can find it. This week, we're diving into book 4, The Goblet of Fire. I just finished listening to it on Audible 2 weeks ago, and now I'm prepped. I'm ready for the test. I'm good to go. For those who are just joining us going, what is this person talking about? About 4 years ago, I made a bet with my girlfriend that if I could read all 7 Harry Potter books, she'd buy me a new Apple Watch. That was 4 years ago. Clearly, I have not been doing a good job. So, recently, I have been though. Got book 3 finished a couple months ago, and now I'm on book 4. Buddy, you've only read like 2 books in 4 years. You're not doing that great. Hey, back off. I know what I'm doing. No, I don't. In fact, I so don't know what I'm doing. My girlfriend enlisted my youngest brother's help into forcing me to read. And so now he calls me like every day enforcing that I read, like checking up on me to ensure I'm reading the book. He's doing a wonderful job, clearly, because I finished book 4. However, he was going to help create the test, because on last week's episode, I had my twin do it, who's also a big fan of Harry Potter. Wealth of resources here for Harry Potter questions. But I called my littlest brother, called him up on the phone, and said, hey, you got those questions? He goes, yes and no. Well, hold on here. He goes, I've made 10 questions. But after watching your last video on the trivia from book 3, I know for a fact you would get none of these right. So I've made it 25 questions, and I've made it slightly more difficult. So it's lower the difficulty on the questions, increase the amount. Not a fan. So what I've decided to do is do the 10 most impossible questions that he can throw at me. Really test my knowledge, because I'm trying to earn an Apple Watch over here. I don't know. I just want to see how impossible these questions are. So we're going to get my twin back on and see if he can help facilitate, maybe talk a little bit before about the good parts of Harry Potter, then give me that trivia test. So just give us a brief moment here. I'll have him on for us. So, before we get into the questions, the impossible ones, let's talk about the
Goblet of Fire.
Was that too aggressive? Could have been too aggressive.
No, not at all. You finish it?
Yeah.
Okay, what'd you think? Well, I mean, as a book, as a new time, I guess, reader, what'd you think?
So honestly, that was a long book for one, and for 2, I get what everybody is saying about how the books and the movies are different throughout all of it, but mainly like book 3, you start seeing some good changes. Book 4, it's almost like they went completely off the reservation between the movie and the book, which is fine because you can't put all that book in a movie. That's too much book for a movie and not enough movie for the book. You know what I mean?
True.
So
that was the problem that the 4th movie had. That's the problem I think it had in general is that, yeah, exactly. There was so much detail in the book that there was no way they could have covered it without splitting it into 2 movies. And that had not yet been done yet.
Yeah, and I don't think they were going to start on book 4 to split that, but they definitely could have, because there is so much in this book, I've probably already forgotten about it. And, but, so, anyways, like, one, Dobby is that house elf is way more important than the movies led on to be. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
So you got that going for you. I really liked it all. I'm really interested in the Voldemort stuff, and they kind of like they give a lot more backstory in this book about him and kind of like what he's been up to and like how everything's all kind of interconnected way more than you thought they were. Like um, well, one, we find out more about like the magic that Harry had used or that his parents had used, defending him, and kind of how that was all set up, which was kind of fascinating. And also like the magic he used to kind of that Voldemort used to negate that to like kind of come back to power. And the Quidditch matches were way cooler. For whatever reason, I always thought that Durmstrang is that what won the tournament, but they just had the best seeker. It was the Seamus, the Irish team that won.
In the Quidditch World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Irish won because they had more points. But Crumb, the Bulgarian, the seeker on the Bulgarian team, he's the one who caught the snitch and ended the game. Because that's how you end the game. So, like, a Quidditch game can technically go on forever until someone catches the snitch. So, like, World Cup games have gone on for, like, there have been some in the past they touch on that had gone on for weeks or months.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. So,
Yeah.
All in all, it was a good book. I'm excited to get to book 5. I like the momentum. Yeah, that's definitely where book 4 was starting to lead for me. Where as much fun and as cool as the games were with the dragons and the this and the that and figuring out how man, I don't even know why this is popping in my head. But the journalist, like figuring out how she was like getting all this like crucial information about Harry and the other players and all that stuff, that was actually pretty interesting. Hermione has a lot bigger of a backbone than what we see even in the movies, and even in the movies, she's seen to show like a pretty brave person and doesn't like take much from anybody else. But in the book, she really gives it to whoever like tries to. If you get in Hermione's way, she knows some stuff, man. She will get you. She will get you one way or like. Isn't that journalist like stuck in a jar as a bee?
Yeah.
Like
but she's also she's an illegal animagus.
Yeah, so but Hermione basically kidnapped somebody.
Yeah, she basically like blackmailed her. She's like, "Look, bitch, I know you're deep in secret right now. If I told the Ministry, you'd be boned."
That like, and now at the end, it's just like, "Oh yeah, I've got her in a jar." Like you can't. She's like, what? How old are they now? 13, and she's kidnapping an adult. I'm just saying.
Hey.
So, anyways, book 4 was great. I'm ready for book 5. I'm ready for these impossible questions, which I found out that Matt, like our little brother, never sent them to you, right?
Nope.
So I guess you're gonna have to give the 10 most impossible questions, and I can already tell you just from talking about it for a few minutes that I'm going to get most of them wrong. But we are here.
Well, I mean, impossible. I mean, that in a stretch. Is itself is a stretch. I mean, like I get it's they're gonna be like detailed questions. Yeah. Like it's not gonna be impossible. Like
crank up the difficulty and let's
Here we go. I'll give it first. And the first one I'm gonna lob at you. It's a solid. It seems like it could be difficult, but we'll get into it. So it's gonna be in the beginning.
Okay.
When the Weasleys came to get Harry.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Remember this?
Uh-huh.
Remember this? Okay. The twins, they did something. They left a little present behind for dear sweet Dudley. Do you know dear sweet present was?
I knew I was gonna get this all wrong. No. They left something, but hold on. Give me like a do 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 do.
So like they pop up, they they explode through the fireplace. Wow, and they're like, oh,
They exploded through the fireplace.
yeah, didn't they explode through the fireplace?
Oh snap! This book is so big. Hold on.
We're at the beginning.
Oh yeah. I'm thinking of book 3 where they took the car. Yeah.
No, book 2 is where they took the car. Dum dum.
Even worse. Okay. Next question.
Okay. What was the name of the dragon? What was the species of dragon that Harry had to fight?
A spine tail. Crap. I totally know this.
It's under an H.
Why did I want to say a homunculus?
It's a hungry place.
A Hungarian horntail.
There you go, buddy.
Yeah, that counts as like 75% of a point.
Yeah, that's at least. Let's see. Okay. We're gonna jump to the end now. In the end, who showed up when Harry and Voldemort's wands connected?
Oh, everybody that Voldemort's wand had killed going in reverse. So
That's right.
Diggory was there, his parents were there, and like a few others like that we kind of met, not that we met, that he killed like at the beginning of where the story kind of took place.
Yep. Good.
Booyah!
Booyah, buddy. That was solid. Okay. In order, after the first test, Harry got an egg. To listen to the magic message in the egg, Harry had to go where?
He had to go underwater, because wasn't it a mermaid egg? Or
yes.
Yeah, and you can only hear their voices underwater.
That's right, buddy.
What up? It's all coming back to me.
That's right. I'm popping these off the top of my head in whatever order or fashion I can remember the story. What was interesting creature that Harry had to face in the maze?
Oh. Creature that he had to face in the maze. I thought the maze was the creature.
Well, inside the maze there are creatures, so there are like spiders and hexes. But you had to get past this creature that asked the question. What was the creature?
A sphinx?
There you go, buddy.
Really?
Yeah, buddy.
Woo! Yeah.
Do you remember that part?
Nope.
Nope. Yeah, and see, like in the movie, the maze is just like, oh, it's a maze, and it's gonna change on you, and rah. No, in the book, it's like, no, there are spiders and creatures in the maze, and you gotta get past shit, and it's not just difficult, it's like super uber difficult, and you could die.
Word. I can't believe I got that right.
Yeah, buddy. Let's see here. I mean, did Professor Moody turn out to be?
Oh, Barty Crouch's son.
Yeah, buddy. He was a Death Eater, of course.
A very bad one.
Yeah, he took part in the torture of Neville's parents.
That makes a whole lot of sense because he is one, and didn't like he like manipulated his parents too because like he got his. I mean, his mom was already dying, but he switched places like. It was the mom, right, that really wanted his son out of Azkaban, and they like switched places, and that's how he got out of there. I know some things. What up?
Yep.
What else you got, man? I'm knocking them out. No, I'm not. Let's go.
Yeah, I would say like the only one the first one you really didn't know, but that was a tough one. See, I mean, I know it, but I'm me.
Yeah, give me.
Yeah, let's see here. I got it. To go to the Quidditch World Cup, they had to travel by what?
Port key.
What was the port key?
A shoe?
Yeah, but it was a boot. But yeah, it was a boot.
Word.
You gotta get. You're slaying this one. You paid a little bit more attention to this one than you did the other one.
Yeah, I did. What else you got for me?
Oh, it sounded like it cut out there. I would say it's quite difficult. What did the other schools arrive in?
A horse carriage and a boat. Or a ship.
A ship and a carriage drawn by what?
Horses.
No.
Yeah. Oh, those...
Pegasus. Yeah, but...
Version of a horse.
With wings.
Version of a horse.
That's right, buddy. Oh. Here's a difficult one. Barty Crouch was, he was obviously ensorcelled for a good part of the book.
Uh-huh.
And Harry said he saw him in the forest, but when they went out there, they couldn't find him. What had happened to him?
Didn't his son / pretending to be Moody like change him into something?
Yes. It was a bone.
A bone.
Yeah. But you knew it. You
I knew that he had changed him into something. I just couldn't remember.
Because that was a specific question. I mean, that was.
I tried. What was that? What was that? 6, 7?
Yeah, something like that.
All right.
Trying to think. Why was Ron mad at Harry?
Because Ron believed that Harry found a way to get into the goblet, found a way to get into the tournament and wouldn't tell him, even though Harry didn't do anything. It was a miscommunication.
That's right. That's right. The twins, they tried to get their way Goblet. How did they try to sneak their way in?
Because the thing was protected by Dumbledore by like an age circle, and so they tried to make themselves older, and it backfired and made them like super old. But it didn't work. That was in the movie, though. Please.
Yeah, well, that wasn't in the book.
It was in the book too.
Yeah. Well, so of course it'd be in the movie.
I'm just saying.
I mean, of course, played by the two people who did the twins, it was just, better.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, their story arc is some of the best.
I love the twins. Twins are a good part of the show. Book. Series.
Then the next book, they're going to be even more part.
I can't wait. Alright. Do one last question and make it as difficult as possible.
Alright.
Really throw up the challenge.
In order for Voldemort to come back, he needed a couple things. What were they?
The bones of his father, the blood of the one that got away, Harry, and blood from one of his like most devoted.
Yeah.
Or a finger, a sacrifice. Like he cut off his like hand or something, right?
Yeah, buddy.
Booyah.
We got
What?
Yeah.
That was it, right?
That was probably the most difficult one I could have asked.
So I read book 4. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, that's what that says. You read this book.
Woo! 3 more to go.